everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sibuke ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews or ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. If it's your first time joining us today and you happen to like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi bese ucindezela i-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanjalo, for those who want to be members kule channel, there's a membership button, there's a join button, please press it, and also there's a thanks button for those who want to give money to the channel. There's also adverts throughout this video. Please watch them so that we can make some money on this channel. Guys, right now I'm going to do the full review of Uthando Nesthembu. We had so much fun last night talking about issue Khumalo. I think I'm going to consider doing reviews right after episode Uthando Nesthembu because I feel like there are a few people that really enjoyed that. So I'm going to consider that, you guys. Our lives are intimidated a little bit. I don't know why we get intimidated. Because we do videos, but intimidated. But I will consider it because I had so much fun last night. But we're going to do a full review of Uthando Nesthembu episode 3. This is season 6, you guys. So we've been with this family for years now. You know, we feel like we're part of the family. They must just build us our own yellow house in Mzumbe because we are part of the family now. Okay, so let's do this. All right, the first scene, you guys, it's a scene between UMaYeni and her husband, umseleku, you guys. I'm still trying to figure out umseleku, what is he up to this season, because obviously, from what we are hearing, he is wrapping up the issue number 5, you know, and obviously they are going to take advantage of the number 5 storyline because they know that that is a storyline that the viewers like very much, that they are interested in very much. That is the storyline that has caused so much drama for the show, and as a result has I believe our views ale show have gone up because of issue number 5, so they're dragging it as much as possible. And honestly, I don't blame them because I don't know what other storyline they're going to introduce if Besusa is story number 5, because it's the one that has prompted so much drama on the show. So he's having a conversation with UMaYeni. I do make notes, guys, when I do full review, so I don't forget anything, especially for those who don't get to watch the episode. So they're having a conversation. They're in UMaYeni's house, and he wants to explain about the certain things that he said last season. I guess he's referring to the statement of bangahamba bahambayo so sala sincenga or something, and the fact that bathathwa emadodeni, and UMaYeni is feeling like no need for him to explain. He meant what he said. That's what UMaYeni is saying. He meant what he said. And then he's talking about how happy he is because they were able to have the meeting that they had, the wives. I think that meeting went well. We haven't had so many positive meetings when it comes to umseleku, and I think the only thing, it was uMaNgwabe in that part of the scene where they were asking each other how it's going with umseleku, and she was indicating that she's not happy. I think it was supposed to be a fun scene and just a joke between them. Okay, so how's it going, and all that. And I think because uMaNgwabe is somebody that can't even pretend, because she could have been like, I'm okay for that, just for that moment. But she was like, hey, in love. But the meeting overall, I really think that it went well, you guys. I think even though issue Khumalo noMaNgwabe, when it comes to issue Sango, is not resolved, but at least they did get to talk about it. I think they know where each person stands. I think uMaNgwabe is still very much upset about how her kids were treated. Whether we think Tina she's reasonable or not, she is still upset. I think uMaKhumalo is upset at the fact that ubaba wakhe was spoken about in that manner, especially on national TV. But in my opinion, I do think this issue has been dragged too long. As a family, they should have sat down already, even with ubaba Khumalo. If that's what if that's what they need to do, ukuthi bahlale phansi naye nomseleku, everybody here, and just resolve it. It has dragged too long, especially because it's an issue between a family. Okay. And so now he also wants to talk about number five, because obviously umseleku, wherever he is, he cannot do anything other than talk about number five, and he says ukuthi he wants to call a meeting with all of his wives, and he wants to give them tell them what his final decision is with regards to number five. UMaYeni says she's not interested, she's not going to attend that meeting. He shouldn't even tell her about the meeting. So umseleku in the diary session says it's okay, whether UMaYeni comes to that meeting or not, at the end of the day, whatever decision abazoyenza in that meeting, it stands. Lezo inqumo abazoyithatha lezo nabo zizobe ibinda naye ulokhuzana UMaYeni. So I guess she might as well go to the meeting, because vele kuzobe kwenziwa decision concerning her life engekho, but akafuni kuMaYeni ukuya elokhuzane kwi-meeting. UMaYeni still emphasizes indaba yokuthi she feels like taking number five at this point for umseleku, it's just gonna take the family back, because she remembers also there was a time when they were not happy in the family because new wives were coming in. She feels like she doesn't want to go back there, and she feels like as well umseleku treats her like he used to treat her when she was younger. She says also they started seeing each other when she was very young, and udlale ngaye kakhulu asaseyingane. So she feels like ufeel sengathi umseleku usamthatha njengengane. Ucabanga ukuthi if he makes a decision to take number five, she will act the same way that she would have acted esaseyingane. Ufeeling ngathi right now ngeke udlale ngaye kakhulu umseleku. That's what she says. Udlale ngaye kakhulu umseleku esaseyingane. Feeling as now she's grown, she can speak up, she can put her foot down, and now seyabona izinto, uyayibona into ebhedayo manje. And I think honestly, I do feel like umseleku got away with a lot of things when it comes to his wives, because his wives were younger. He did a lot when his wives were younger. He put them through a lot because they were younger. Even the issue that we were talking about with uMakhumalo, if you think about how young Makhumalo was when she first came to the Mseleku family, you can think ukuthi how that influenced her decision at the time to allow another wife to come to her house with her husband, because she was so much younger. We don't know now because now she's grown, but at that time you can see how it could happen because she was so much younger. So now UMaYeni, she was actually emotional about this in this sense, to say ukuthi ya umseleku udlale ngami kakhulu ngisaseyingane, so now I'm grown, sengiyabona manje izinto, and I won't allow izinto engafuni uzenzeke in our life to happen. Okay, so that was a sin. And the next scene uthe uyobona ubaba uNgcamu banephungashe, uthe uyobona ubaba uNgcamu, and ufuna nje uthi ubaba umsizile kakhulu when he was taking his Thembu ekumlulekeni. He would advise him on what to do when it comes to indaba yesithembu and all that. So he went to see him, and I guess they're just having a discussion about the fact that he wants to take number five. Looking at that man's face, I felt like if he was being real, it almost felt like this man wants to ask, when is it going to be enough ukuthatha amalokhuzana amakhosikazi? And he says umseleku uthi okay, akafuna ukulahlekelwa iloko kukhona ngangakabi nako. So it's like he doesn't want to lose one or two of the wives because he wants to take another wife, because then he will end up with 3 wives instead of 5, which makes sense. So this man ubaba uNgcamu is talking about indaba yesikhathi ukuthi don't you think you've waited too long after uMangwabe to take another wife? Nah, shouldn't you have, if you were meant to take number 5, shouldn't you have done it immediately after taking uMangwabe? Because it looks like uMangwabe noMakhumalo balandelane eduze in terms of ukugana kaMseleku. Why did you wait so long? Umseleku says the thing about ukuthatha isithembu is that there's never a good time. If you marry somebody and immediately after marrying them you take another wife, a wife is going to tell you how you're not even allowing me to be happy in my marriage for like a few years or whatever. And then if you wait, then they're gonna say, why why would you wait so long? And then now I'm comfortable. Now I'm starting to enjoy my marriage. Now you're taking another wife. In his opinion, he feels like you never win in terms of timing when it comes to taking of another wife. Okay. And uzuyasho lo baba lona ukuthi at the time when he, I think wayezothatha uMaYeni ukuthi no, it was uMangwabe. He says ukuthi he had advised ukuthi athi ukulinda kancane umseleku, but umseleku didn't wait. He still took uMangwabe, and lo baba uthi, but you see ukuthi it worked out ukuthi usheshe umthathe uMangwabe. So right now you have waited too long. I think his opinion, this man, is that he has waited too long. You might as well just leave it. I think ubefuna ukusho njalo, but he didn't say ukuthi sasuyeka vele, you know. And vele umseleku, you have 4 beautiful wives. I mean, really now. You know. And yeah, I guess this man is feels like it's timing yakhe uselinde too long. Everyone is comfortable. Ifamily yakhe yakhekile manje bonke bahlangene bazama ukuzwana to bring somebody new. It might not be a good idea. So anyway, good, out of that meeting, you guys, nothing really came of it that I can say is different from what we already knew about Mseleku's feelings about taking number 5. I feel like it's just the same. You know, he still feels like he will take number 5 if there is an opportunity to take Lokuzana or number 5. But there are times when you feel like he is rethinking in Dabaga number 5, and we already know that he is rethinking it because he ends up making a decision not to take on number 5, even though we show he hasn't said it. The third scene, you guys, it was uMaCele. I guess you know what we've been seeing as well, the fact that uthe ukhuluphala, wondlekile, ujabulile in her marriage, and ke masijabulile in our relationships sometimes siyakhuluphala, and uthi ufeel ngathi her clothes are not fitting her, she's not feeling comfortable even when egqokile, you know. Feeling ngathi izinto asifithi kahle, you know, your body phela can tell you, umzimba wakho uxoxa indaba nje uvela uthi unyusa ingubo vele ingubo inganyuki, you know, noma uthi unyuka intabanyana encane, you go uphill anyana and then you go umzimba will tell you that something is not right. So she's going to the doctor for that reason, and then I think the doctor sent her to a dietitian and they work on an eating plan. In the show, in the episode, they don't go into details on what the eating plan is, but afterwards in the diary session, she says she feels like all of the things that she loves to eat are taken out of the diet plan, so it's going to be very difficult for her to maintain, because everything that she likes and loves when it comes to food she's not supposed to eat, so she doesn't know how she's going to do with this diet. If they take out the meat, honey, I would not be able to cope with any diets that doesn't have meat in it. Yes, you guys, but I'm so glad that she's taking those steps to actually do something about her weight if she is feeling uncomfortable. This is not the first season actually that uMaCele is trying to work on the weight thing. I think it must have been season 4 or 5 where she was actually getting all the other wives to go with her to the gym because she just felt like they needed to get fit. So I guess it's something that now and then bothers her, and it's a good thing for all of us if you feel like you're not as healthy and need to get healthy to do so. That was basically just the scene. Listen, and this season, you guys, I like that instead of just us always getting lama meetings akamselegu all the times, we're getting the meetings, but we're also getting other things. It's nice to see uMaCele nje eziyela kudokotela, which is a normal thing that normal people get to do. So I'm really happy to see that, you guys. It means that they are trying to improve the show and improve our storylines with show, so that each season doesn't feel the same as the last one. So now the next thing, umseleku ukamakhumalo, emzini kamakhumalo. Guys, those who watched Real Housewives of Durban, I would like for you guys to comment in the comment section, because you guys know how much we fought when it comes to Makhumalo on Real Housewives of Durban. This is the question that I am directing to you guys, especially those who would have a problem with me saying uMakhumalo was not really suitable for a Real Housewives of Durban, because I feel like she wasn't being herself on Real Housewives of Durban. We are in episode 3 of Uthando Nesthembu, ne? and all the 3 episodes, Uma Kumalo, she would look beautiful when they go out, but she doesn't even wear makeup at all. But she will still be looking beautiful. Like in that scene that they showed last week, the meeting with the wives. She wasn't wearing makeup, Uma Kumalo. She was looking beautiful. She was looking natural and everything, and she feels like she is herself here. On Real Housewives, you guys, it almost felt like she's trying too much, and when she was trying too much, she wasn't being herself. So on Real Housewives, you will never see Uma Kumalo without makeup. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? But because it was Real Housewives, it's like she had to. I'm sure she felt like she had to, and even in terms of fashion, she is like she had to go all the way because obviously we were going to talk about it a lot. If we would say she didn't make an effort like we did with Ulachonco. Here on Uthando Nesthembu, it feels like she's home. It feels like she's comfortable. This is a show for her. She can just be herself. Do you guys not feel like that now? On Uthando Nesthembu, it feels like she's really like home. It really like this is a show for her rather than a Real Housewives, because in Real Housewives I feel like she really was out of place. You guys. So I wanted to just ask that question because that's what I felt yesterday. It's funny how different Uma Kumalo feels on Uthando Nesthembu compared to Real Housewives of Durban. It doesn't feel like she's out here trying to make an effort to impress. She's just circled kuyilokhuzana kuthando nesithembu, and with Real Housewives would almost feel like she was trying so hard, but then she wasn't fitting in and she was feeling out of place. But I don't know, that's just me, you guys. Anyway, she's at home, she's relaxed, and she is talking to her husband. Obviously, when it comes to Umakumalo and umseleku, they feel like they are happy in their marriage, and I feel like between the two of them, they don't feel like they have any issues. I think our issues that we talk about are issues that us as viewers see. But Uma Kumalo was asked last week how her marriage was to Umseleku. She says Bachablile. She was one of the two wives that just said Bachablile, didn't even count. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't be happy. She said Bachablile. And the girl Umseleku I guess Guzma in a conversation with one wife, he would have the same conversation with all four of them, maybe, or it's just for the show that okay, you need to have this conversation with your wives, then we're gonna have the conversation with all four of them, because he does the same thing. He thanks them for the meeting, and then he starts talking about Indabaga Lokuzana. Number 5. Makumalo, like I said in the other video, Makumalo is very clear. Listen, I'm done with number 5. I don't have a problem with number 5. Number 5 must come already. She feels like it gives her anxiety to know that number 5 is coming, but she doesn't come. It's like waiting, but you don't know where the person is coming, but they keep saying the person is coming. She just wants the person to come. And it goes on to say, Umsele goes on to say what he would like to know, because obviously their schedule will change if Umsele brings in another wife. Would Umakumalo be able to give up a day? Because that was my understanding, you guys. If you understood that conversation differently, you can tell me. She would like to get usuku. I guess she's asking for some time. And if you already have 4 wives and there's a 5th coming, in order to give the 5th wife time, you'll have to take time away from the other wives. But the thing that I don't understand, you guys, is that they do say Umseleku has girlfriends and lots of girlfriends. And I guess that person that is supposed to be number 5 is one of the girlfriends. So if he was already seeing that person, why is he asking for time now to see the person? See the person during the time that you were seeing the person before. Like, why do you need the official time now? So I guess because maybe they're going to be the wife now. So Umakumalo says, okay, listen, for me, I am here for ukwakha umndeni wakamseleku, and whatever needs to be done, I will do. If I need to give up my time for you to build whatever you need to build with the new wife, I will do that. I will give up my time, which I thought is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard, but yes, that's a thing. And she says, even her coming to this house, remember, even I don't mind, Mina, even Umbali used to come. Umangwabe guys used to apparently go to Makumalo's house to spend time with Umseleku before Umangwabe was married. So she feels like if this is a situation where she has to do the same, to give them time and to give them a chance to, I guess, to get to know each other. I don't know. Why wouldn't umseleku just build a house for the fifth wife and then bring the fifth wife when the house is already there? But anyway, that's what, that was a shock of my life, you guys, to hear a woman say that first they don't mind giving up their time, to the other wife. Number two, they don't mind giving up their house so that they can spend time together in her house. Listen, you guys, there are viewers in my comment section. I haven't been able to answer those comment section. I have put a heart on all of them because I haven't had time today, but I've read some of them. There are viewers who are of the view that umaKhumalo is not in love with umseleku. She is there for other reason other than loving umseleku. Otherwise, she wouldn't accept the things that she's accepting. And I mean, if that's the case, really, it will explain this for me, because if when you love a person, you want more time with them, and for her to be willing to give up the little time, that because she already doesn't have enough time, you guys. umaKhumalo doesn't know ukutravela nefamily to a vacation and sleep with her husband the whole time that they're there as on a vacation as a family, because every time they go on a family, and the husband has to be on in Macele's room the whole time. You know, things like that. Like, you always long for more time with your partner. For her to be willing to give up the little time that she has and even offer her house, are you really even in love with this man? And someone else also said in the comment section that the thing about this term is that it's not really about love, it's about building a family. So I guess that would make sense. You know, it's not about her loving him, it's about just her helping him to build this family, and she's probably there for her own reasons. It's a possibility, you guys, it's a possibility. And yeah, but that was a shock, you guys. And then the next thing, guys, is it's one of my favorite scenes, you guys, because I've been wanting to see more of Usne on the show, because I really just wanted to know what is happening with Usne after we found out about her childhood trauma and how she's doing right now. And obviously we are seeing umseleku making it. I think, honestly, you guys, mhlawumbe after Usne told the truth about what happened to her as a child, umseleku, even though at that time it looked like he was being defensive about that situation, he took a step and thought about it. It was okay. A lot of the things that Usne was doing was because of what happened to her as a child. And also, guys, there's a lot of videos that were made about that situation after it happened, after we saw it on TV. And I'm sure nabo bayabuka phela YouTube, bayabuka ku-Twitter, my comments and everything. And maybe now he was like, okay, maybe there's something that I need to change here in terms of this relationship. And I do believe that the producers also do watch AMA reviews and all that, and get what people are wanting to see. So that's why they're giving us this scene. They're just going out, you guys, to hang out with her dad, Usne. One thing, Usne, though, you guys, I really feel like she needs to wake up and just be a mother to her kids. I do understand that umaCele has offered to raise Uthando for her, but even if somebody is raising your child for you, you are still a mother. You know, you are still a mother. So they have this conversation. Seleku says, he's really impressed with Usne because he feels like she has changed a lot. He feels like she's growing a lot. And I do think that telling the truth about what happened when she was younger really released her of a lot of burden that was making her almost misbehave with Usne. So I'm not saying that she's probably perfect right now. She probably still has some issues, but I feel like it released something in her. She does look lighter in a way. So they talk about, so Mseleku does say that she feels like she's changing, she's growing. So and he likes that. So he wanted to spend time with her. The thing about it is that, okay, it takes time. They have some time between the seasons, and there are things that you feel like, did they really wait that long before they actually do this? Because remember, at the end of last season, Usne had asked her father for some time. She said she wanted to go on a date with her father. So now I'm thinking, so your daughter asked you for a date and you waited all those months for the cameras to come back so that you can go on this date with your daughter. Some things don't make sense. Like, what do you guys do between season? You just, your life just freezes and you wait for, okay, fine, I'll go on a date with you next season. And guys, that part of the show doesn't make sense to me. I would expect that maybe he would say, listen, after she asked me to go on a date with me, we've gone on a couple of dates. This is one of the dates that we've been to. Instead of saying, since she asked me, now I decided, let me do it now this season. Were you even gonna do it if it wasn't for the show? That's my question. But they're sitting there, guys. It's a nice conversation between father and daughter. And but again, the concern, Kamseli, is that Usne is not being a mother. I don't know. I think it was a child's birthday, and Usne didn't want to do something for a child on their birthday, and Umseleku doesn't understand that. And Usne is like, but Uthando is not mine. Uthando ogamacele, and Umseleku is like, but you are still a mother. It doesn't matter who's raising a child for you. You are still a mother. He also asked her about the boyfriend. Remember the boyfriend that was introduced to him, Umselego, and Usne didn't want to say, but in the diary session she did say, they've broken up. I guess that is the father of her youngest child. Maybe also that's the reason that they feel like she's behaving right now. Maybe because right now she does not have a boyfriend, so she's not disappearing like she was disappearing before. Okay. They also talk about the fact that because last season Usne wanted to go ayo tata a license. She's got learners njengamanje, and she said she wants to ask her brother Ulwandle to teach her to drive. Umseleko doesn't think that it's a good idea to ask Ulwandle because they say ukuthi Ulwandle unenhliziyo encane, but Usne wants to ask Ulwandle. I really feel like it's one of those things where Usne wants to be seen by the family Agamselego and acknowledged by the family Agamselego, and I think it's just a way of wanting to spend more time with her brother Ulwandle, because really there's no reason yokuthi ene athi ufuna ukufundisa Ulwandle when she could just go to a driving school. And ubaba wakhe, I'm guessing he is willing to pay, because he's also of the opinion that it will work better for Sne to go to a driving school. We also do see a preview where they do try and do a driving lesson next week, which doesn't work out. I think she just wants to, spend time with her big brother. And uthi umseleko bayalamana uSne kanye no uSne noLwandle bayalamana. So kunaloko ukuthi when siblings, I guess it's sibling rivalry, so he is thinking it's not going to work, but we will see that next week. So they talk about the surname change thing, you guys. I guess the update is that umseleko useze wayohlawula laphayana ikabani kashibe komalume kaSne, so he went and paid the damages so that uSne can officially change her surname. It's been long standing, very understand why wouldn't they pay ihlawulo. I guess maybe umseleko forgave them for whatever it is that he said they had done to Uflo, uthi bathuka Uflo, that's why he had an issue. We don't know how ihlawulo was paid. Did he send abakong, did he send whatever, but it was done. Now she's allowed to now enzelwe whatever that needs to be done ukuthi ashintshe isibongo. She asked about ingane kaSne ukuthi what is she gonna do with ingane zakhe. She said ukuthi neingane zakhe she will change the surnames to Umseleko. I guess she wants to use the father's names. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I think that the conversation was really great, you guys. I liked ukuthi Umseleko was able to say to Sne, you know what, listen, a lot of the times I know it seemed like I don't love you as my child. I do love you. I might not like what you do, I might not like impilo oyiphilayo, but I do love you, because I do feel like Usne needs to hear that. I do feel like a lot of the times Usne her not doing so well in life, because it's like ngathi stuck ekuthenini ufuna ukuthandwa. She's stuck in seeking love from the family instead of going out there and making it pella, because she's an adult, she's a mom, she needs to make it in her life and work for her kids and all that. I do feel like now she needs to take some responsibility now, because if her father is making an effort to fix their relationship, now she must make an effort to make sure that she's a great mother to her kids, so she doesn't find herself in the same place where her kids are not happy with her being a mom to them in the future. But otherwise, it was just a great conversation, you guys. It really was. Even if they did it for the show, at least they did it. They did it. She got to spend time with her father. I really, really loved that scene. It was my favorite scene on this episode. The next scene, usendlini yendlovukazi. ini nizongishaya kuma-comments ngoba ngiyanazi usendlini kamangwabe. Hayi, sometimes I feel like umangwabe wuye ubamkhulu. Uma ngabe unedrama udlula ubamkhulu, I am telling you. So and vele isimo maye kamangwabe isimo siyashintsha. Uyabona ukuthi nomseleku uma engena kamangwabe, yabo ungathi uyasaba, hlale phansi yabo. Don't be coming here with nonsense ngoba hey kuzoshuba. I can so relate to Mangwabe because I am Mangwabe and Mangwabe is me. Yes, I can so relate to Mangwabe. Okay, so obviously it's the same conversation, the meeting, and then I don't know, he was getting ready to go. I guess he's doing the rounds, Zokbona, all of the wives. Here's the question, you guys. Hey, kuyadlalwa ngathi kuma reality shows. Remember when the show first started, ne? And they showed us routine kamseleku says every day in the evening he sees all of the wives for like 1 hour and then goes and sleeps in that one wife, ne? So how did it happen that he never went to Makumalo's house for the whole year? If that is his routine vele, or is something that they developed recently, leyo yokuthi enewenza kanjalo ama-rounds, sees every single wife, and then because uMakhumalo phela did say, or he would go to Makhumalo but he would not sleep kaMakhumalo. Hey bayabekezela amakhosikazi. Okay, so ke ufuna ukukhuluma ngendaba ka number 5. Hey, but ke guys, yo yazi ukuthi when lento yokuthi you teach people how to treat you, it's true. Because if you look at the way that the conversation went when he was UMaYeni, and the way that the conversation went when he was Makhumalo, and the way that the conversation, it was the same conversation, but the way that it went, it depended on the wife. Because he knows there's certain things that you cannot just say, like amangwabe. So they talk about in the number 5 figure, uthi hayi ngiyabona ukuthi awuphathe kahle, ngiyazi ukuthi yabo. So he was trying ukuthi amazwi awacece, ngiyazi ukuthi awuphathe kahle indaba number 5. So should maybe I decide ukuthi we are moving ahead, noma kuthiwa ke angimthathi umuntu as unkosikazi ngoba vele umuntu ukhona. She says ukuthi ukhona umuntu, and then uma ngabe ku-diary session is like, duh, umuntu ukhona vele, because vele unama-girlfriends amaningi, uyamazi vele uthi vele ulona ngiyamazi nama-girlfriends amaningi, so what's special about this one? So this one ufuna ukuthi azomthula, so he's going to have an official girlfriend. So he's going to have a girlfriend that has wife benefits. That's what he's asking for. And still have the girlfriends. And still have, he's going to have wives, and then a girlfriend with wife benefits, and then he's going to have girlfriends with girlfriend benefits. You get me? Mm-hmm. So again, okay, so they talk about that. Should umuntu eze, obviously there will be sacrifices that will need to be made. I guess what umseleku means is that just like uMakhumalo sacrificed for you, you must also sacrifice your year. Give me your year so I can give it to the new wife. Also give me your days so I can give it to the new wife. So and you will give me your house. Oh, Mangwabe is like, shame. On my grave. She didn't say that, but you could see it on her face. She's like, yabona ke nje mina, number 1, the day you are introducing that person, that official, whatever, if it's a wife or girlfriend, don't call me. And number 2, you must just know ukuthi mina, it must not affect me in any way. My days will be my days, my time will be my time, my house will be my house. So whatever you do, it's up to you, but it must not affect me. Meaning ukuthi uMangwabe is not willing to give up her days, her year, her house. You see now, sacrifice abantu thinking, let me do something for you, maybe you will do it for others in the future. That does not happen, because right now uMangwabe is like, awufosoba ukuthi unginike unyaka wakho mina. Wow, that's basically what she's saying, because she's saying, I'm not gonna do that just because it was done for me. I'm not gonna do that. So uMaYeni naye uthi angathinteki. uMakhumalo is the only one that's willing to sacrifice. uMangwabe is saying no. So it means if number 5 comes, the person that will be affected will be uMakhumalo again. Why she's doing that to herself, I do not know, you guys. We are still trying to find out. But in our comment section, comments with regards to Makhumalo, I guess anything is possible at this point. But yeah, that was the episode for today, you guys. The shock for me was in Khumalo, but then also just UMaYeni explaining in the she was really young when they got married with umseleku, and a lot of the abuse that she endured was because of her age, and right now she won't take it because usekhulile and all that. And then I really loved isin kasnake kanye nomseleku. Anyway, you guys, that's the episode for today. Please like it before uphume kuyona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.